comes to the right side of the heart comes from where? The inferior vena cava and superior vena cava, right? This is gonna be dumped into the right side.
Yes.
From here it goes down to your right ventricle. From here it goes to your lungs via the what? The pulmonary artery. This circle is going to represent every single alveoli in your lung system, okay? In the alveoli, we have the capillaries that go around the alveoli. It's going to pick up that oxygen, which turns the blood bright red. All these little capillaries turn into small vessels, that are bigger vessels. Eventually, it will all turn into the pulmonary what? Pulmonary vein, or PV. This blood goes into here, goes down to your left ventricle, and then eventually out through your aorta. Okay, so now let's talk about CHF. So we're going to talk about congestive heart failure. Give me one reason that somebody may have congestive heart failure.
You have a weak contraction?
Weight contraction?
Weak contraction.
Oh no, look for something else. What you know a reason why somebody may have congestive heart failure? So what is congestive heart failure really? Keep it simple. What is it really?
Heart's dying.
Heart sucks. Heart is dying. I'll take that. So, and to keep it simple, congestive heart failure means the heart sucks or not pumping as good as it should. So what would be some reasons? Somebody said it, but that wasn't what I was looking for when you guys said it.
Could it be hereditary?
That could be hereditary, 100%.
Previous heart attack?
Previous heart attack, that's a big one. So if somebody had a heart attack, well, see, this is a heart, they had a blood clot right here. This part of the heart wasn't getting enough oxygen for a long period of time, and now that section died. That section is never gonna come back to life. That section now sucks for the rest of its life. It's gonna affect the contraction of the rest of the heart. So now that's gonna affect blood flow. You guys agree with that? All right. So that eventually, maybe not right now, because maybe they were 35 or 30 when it happened, and it's a small problem, but eventually down the road when they're 45, 55, that's gonna lead to them having congestive heart failure. Okay, so the heart's it's just not gonna pump adequately anymore. It could also be hereditary, meaning that it's just in your family. But you guys know what that really means? What does hereditary mean? It's genetic, so what does that really mean though?
Something in the genetic code that passes it down.
Yeah, but why? Why was that passed down? I'm getting a little bit deeper than I should, but I think it's important for you guys, and that's kind of cool.
When was a bad heart passed down?
Yeah, why was a bad heart passed down? Because it could have been prevented.
That's not very daunting.
Were they not keeping themselves healthy enough? Or
That means your parents or your grandparents sucked their health, and they passed it on to you. So if you have any issues that are hereditary, tell your parents and your grandparents. Thank you. Huh?
I have one of my ventricles is leaky, and that one's hereditary because my mom had that because she got it from her dad, who just is health suck. And like she had a heart attack at like 17 in the middle of like a race.
Heart attack? So why do you have heart attacks? 90% of people that have heart attacks, why do they have it? I think I talked about this. So a heart attack. What leads to you having a heart attack?
The fat.
The fat. That's called CAD. That's called coronary artery disease. And so what does that mean? What does this mean? What does this word mean? that means you have fat. The green means it's fat. So you have pockets of fat. Pockets of fat in your vessels throughout your entire body. How do you collect fat in your body? Like eating too much. Eating too much. If you eat too much, you're going to have high glucose levels, high sugar. So if you eat too much, the more you eat, those carbs turn into sugar. And a lot of us eat sugar too. This is really bad. We don't need sugar in our system because we make our own sugar. So if you eat too much, that leads to glucose, to excess glucose, a lot of glucose. How does the body store glucose when we have too much of it? Into fat. That fat is stored everywhere, even inside your vessels. So a lot of us get all this stuff passed down because our parents had bad diets, and then they passed that on to us. That's why a lot of like Hispanics and African Americans, they have hypertension and diabetes because of our diets.
My dad's diabetic.
And even if like we were to have good diets, we're gonna still struggle and maybe have these issues because it was passed down genetically. Now it can still be pivoted through like maybe 2 generations of being healthy. Like you decided to be healthy, you pass that knowledge down to your kids, and then you pivot and you change the genetic code. You guys understand that?
Everything's cooked.
That's some deep stuff. But when I found that out, I was like, oh, that's crazy. That's cool. All right, let's go back to CHF. So,
Man, you're mad.
what happened? Now you're mad.